Hey, what's going on, guys? So we got some live door dashing going on. We're in the zone, but we're kind of a little outside of town, so it'll take us just a little bit to get to town. Now, I have got my acceptance rate back up to 51%. I was definitely cherry picking those jobs for obviously the meat and potatoes, but let me know if you're out there door dashing today and what's going on in your world. It amazes me that out of 1,200 some odd subscribers, that nobody ever gets on my live videos. But shout out to my brother, my bigger brother. It's his 43rd birthday today. Happy birthday, bro. Everybody should drop him a happy birthday in the comments, because he will never see that shit, because he just does not get on the internet much. So, like I said, we're going to a little better populated part of town where I usually get a lot of my offers. Here in the small town that I live in, I kind of have to make a good 20-minute to 30-minute drive to pick up any orders. So I might lose you on my headset at some point. I'm not sure what's going on with that, how much battery juice I got on it, but it don't seem to last as long ever since I lost the right side. Oh, man. I'll tell you. So I'm at $69, and my goal last week was, just trying to hit $100 a day. I don't know what you guys are trying to hit. Yep. Fucking earpiece, so I called that one. But yeah, so my goal was like $100 a day, because, well, it just was. Because that's what I kind of figured on my budget, which is still lowballing. Still counting on me getting other work, and that was hoping I could hit $100 a day with maybe 3 to 4 hours of work. Now I did see another video today, and it really kind of interested me, and it was a pressure washing business, but pressure washing trash cans, which, to each their own. I don't mind pressure washing. I might pick up a pressure washer while I'm in town, because that does sound like a good idea, especially in the heat of the summer and shit. So, yeah, I think that's a good idea. But in between, obviously, I'm door dashing. So, this whole acceptance rate and the no tip, no trip shit is really kind of an interesting phenomenon, because I don't see why anybody would take bullshit orders. And I think a lot of people have had the wrong idea, like, had all kinds of nasty comments. I had a few people that agreed with some of the videos that I've made. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the delivery guy. I don't mind going above and beyond for my customers, but these really aren't my customers. Like, the whole thing behind the no tip, no trip is really about people. And I think there's some confusion, because a lot of people that were saying on my videos was, hey, we pay a delivery fee, and understandably, nobody's going to want to, even me, pay a tip until you've actually received the service or the product. So, I mean, it makes sense that, you shouldn't be expecting to get tips before you've ever even done anything. I don't like it when places ask me to do that, so obviously I wouldn't, recommend that other people do. Give me a chance to show you what I'm made of, but when there's zero tip. And I was watching another video a little bit ago, and the guy was like, if this is a luxury, it's not anything anyone's entitled, or it's a luxury. So if you can afford to eat out or order DoorDash or any of these food delivery apps, surely you can afford at least $1 tip. But that's just, the very basics. And I don't like that food companies push, trying to get the employees' wages paid by the customer. The customer is already paying. This asshole here was on my ass. Customers already paying, inflated prices for all the products and for the service, and then on top of it, you want them to pay. Tipping should be totally separate. So I know some people aren't familiar with the history of tipping, but it's not originally from America, but it is widely accepted as part of our culture. But when I grew up, it was completely based in the way I tip is completely based on the service. So, but often I don't necessarily order stuff a lot. If I want pizza, I order it and I go pick it up because I want to know that it's coming directly from the oven, and not making multiple stops or sitting there waiting to be delivered or anything like that. I like my food hot and fresh. That's why in a lot of my videos you see me running to get that shit to people's doorstep, really just as humanly fast as possible. So some people are like, don't be in such a hurry, don't be in such a hurry, but that's the name of this business. You know what I mean? I'm dashing because I'm trying to get that shit done quick. And so that's just the name of the game. To me, that's where I'm getting my tip, is when that food is hot and fresh, when people don't have to wait. And I get to that place just as soon as I get my order, as soon as I accept the offer, I feel like by the time I get to the establishment, it should pretty much be ready. Like if you know where my car's at and all these algorithms, and you know how long it's going to take me to do all this, and you know exactly how much you're going to rip me off or offer me, well then you know how long it's going to take me wherever the fuck I'm at to get to the store. And so honestly, I shouldn't really be waiting very long. I could understand, like, the little bit that they offer us is really not worth 10 minutes to 15 minutes to wait on these low-paying orders that are no tip. And so basically we should have, my thing is we should have the ability to pick and choose whichever one, suits us the best without being penalized. So they say as subcontractor 1099 that, oh, you don't have to take those shitty jobs. But why are they offering shitty jobs? Like, why is it that, I took every single job and I was taking a loss. And then when I started using my fucking brain and actually seeing which ones didn't add up as far as, how much time I was spending, and it was costing me money compared to actually making money. I'm not in this to break even. And I'm certainly not in this to take a loss. So, it's significant to me that I'm making a profit. And me personally, I don't know, but me personally, I want to make at least 2 to 3 times profit. I don't know, it just makes sense to me to have the highest margins humanly possible. With my drone business, I charge $200 an hour, and I offer different packages so that I don't have to even do an hourly rate. Working by the hour is really for the birds. And that's why I kind of like this piecework, because, you can get out there and hustle and actually make, as much money as you want to make, depending on, your time frames. But here's the thing, I'm trying to maximize and make the most amount I can make in the shortest amount of time. I've got a family. I do have another business. I have other venues. I have other interests and, other things that I'm trying to do. Like, start up any kind of consistent business that's going to be in demand. I honestly want to do the power washing because I think that's a good idea. To spray off people's trash cans. It sounds pretty disgusting, but just throw some soap on there, spray them down real good, and that's what it is. But so back to DoorDash. So when I started cherry picking everything, it dropped my acceptance rate down to like 32%. And I was just cherry picking. I thought my top dasher status was going to last for 30 days. But after looking it up, I guess that's only 2 weeks that your top dasher status is any good for. So don't count on that lasting. It took me several shitty orders just to get back up to 51%, which I was able to do in a day, but it took me fucking all over the place. So I highly recommend I don't even know what to tell people on that. I feel like it's a real catch-22 on being a top dasher and getting priority. Some people aren't aware that you do get top priority on high-paying jobs. You know, if it comes down to a high-paying job between someone who's not a top dasher and someone who is a top dasher in the same amount of time, it would take you both to get there. The top dasher is going to get that offer. So, you know, if it is under $5, people should be throwing it back in the pool. That's pretty much all I can say to that. If it's really not worth the time. It really amazes me that they would throw anything out there. Basically, will anybody work for cheap? Will anybody work for to go in the hole? You know, because we will let you do that. We'll offer you. To me, there's a lack of integrity with offering people, you know, work that will. It's one thing to try to get, you know, your costs down. It's another to completely rip off the drivers. You know, if you don't value how hard, you know, people work to deliver your shit, you know, in a timely fashion, efficiently, hot and fresh, if it's food, without a long wait and all this stuff, or at all, you know, have some decency and throw them a bone, throw them a tip. Because us drivers do have the choice between a higher paying order or an order that has no tip. And so it's really a no-brainer, other than we do get penalized by starting to get docked on being able to actually get any decent orders. I'm not really, you know, we got a dasher right now. Let's see what it is. Crazy. So we got a Sonic for 12 miles, pays $5.50, and that's kind of shitty if you ask me, because that's like 50 cents a mile. Then what? I can hope for a tip, even though I know there isn't one. That's probably the base pay, or it's probably, you know, even with a $2 tip, and it's $3.25 or $3.50 from DoorDash. Even with a $2 tip, that's 50 cents a mile. So it just doesn't add up. No, it's not very much, and I feel like sometimes you got to take the good with the bad.
In a half mile, take.
But I am going to try to get my.
Take exit 24.
It says take this exit. I got to figure out how to end this.
In 8